Hey guys, this is David Wunderlich for Gator Country, and back by popular demand, it's some film study of the Florida Gator football team, both defense and offense against Missouri. I think we'll take a look at some really interesting things and see that this was Florida's best performance of the year overall. Just to let you know, I'm trying out some new video annotation software. You might see a couple weird things. I'll get that cleaned up for next time. And once again, thanks to the incredible LibGator for the condensed games that I was able to use for the video source here. So let's dive in. So we're going to start talking about the defense. And first I'm going to talk about playing off coverage. And here we're talking about Rashard Torrence, and he is a long distance from this receiver. So he's giving a pretty big cushion there, and it's worth remembering that Torrence is a safety, not a corner. So he's not necessarily going to be the most comfortable guy at playing really tight press coverage. But this is a strategy, and Florida's doing it on purpose, and sometimes it works well, and sometimes it doesn't. Here we're going to see Jalen Knox, the receiver. He's going to come up and do a middle route here, and Torrence is going to need to follow him that way. So if we take a look at this in motion, we're going to see here, it's a snap, Knox makes his break, and Torrence is about 2-3 yards away as the catch is being made. Now this is a situation where this kind of coverage is not the greatest. It's not bad, but it's not the greatest, because here Knox has the ability to cut over to the middle of the field and come this way and get some more space. So if we watch, that's exactly what he does. This route here by the tight end has obstructed Brad Stewart, so he's going to be a little late coming that way. And Knox picks up the first down. So here's a situation where playing off coverage was okay. It wasn't a giant gain, but it did allow Missouri to pick up a first down on 1st and 10. Here we're going to see it again. Once again, there's Torrence, and we're again dealing with Jalen Knox, and this time he's going to do an out route. And what makes this different is that Torrence has the sideline here to help him out. So when Knox catches the pass going over to the sideline, he doesn't have room to go and avoid the defender. And so if we watch this in motion, here he goes, he makes his break, and Torrence, knowing that he has the sideline to help him, he's breaking faster, and he's actually going to get to the ball a lot quicker. And so you can see here, he's making contact with Knox right as Knox is pulling the ball down. And again, sideline's right there, and he tackles him for only about a 3-yard gain. So here, Torrence again played pretty far off the ball, but it was a 3-yard gain instead of an 11 or 12-yard gain. So depending on what routes are going on and what the situation is, playing this kind of soft coverage can work totally fine. And as long as we can make a one-on-one tackle here, like Rashard Torrence did, then playing off is totally fine. Now, one thing that definitely helped out Florida's defense is the return of Kyrie Campbell. And on this play, we can see kind of one of the things he does. So it's 2nd and 10, and Missouri has a pretty big group of people there. This is looking like it's probably a run play. And Florida officially has 7 in the box, and it also has Kaiir Elam right here. He's technically not in the box, but he's close enough. So Florida has 8 guys right there. They're playing run. And so if we watch this go forward just a little bit, we send this guy in motion. Ventrell Miller takes 1 step over, but that's it. We're still thinking it's going to be a run play, and we are right. So here it is. We've got the handoff to Larry Roundtree, and this is a zone run. So he's going to be looking for a cutting lane. Now the first cutting lane that he might look to go for is right here, but Tedarrell Slaton is in the way. He can't do that. This right here, this blue helmet, is Kyrie Campbell. He has driven his guy, the right guard, 4 yards up the field. And so there's not a lot of traffic here, and that means Kaiir Elam has been able to come around, and he's able to go after the running back right there. So if we move it forward a little bit, here we see Elam is right there with Slaton taking care of the running back. So if we watch this more in real time, we can see that Campbell shoving that right guard so far up the field gives Elam a window to help out Slaton with the tackle. There goes Slayton. He beats the double team. Elam comes around through that gap, and we've got a tackle. On this play, from a little later on in the game, we're going to see the same kind of thing. So this is not as obvious a run set, although we do have a couple of tight ends right there. We're actually going to be another zone run to the right. And so again, we're going to be looking at cutback lanes. Here we go. Larry Roundtree gets the ball. And his first cutback lane here, again, is plugged by Tedarrell Slaton. He's got nothing there. Next up would be going towards the middle here, but Kyrie Campbell is beating a double team of his own right here. As we go forward, he's getting around there, and he's pursuing the running back, so he's got nothing there. The only thing he can do now is trying to get around the edge. But fortunately for Florida, Brenton Cox is playing the edge well, and he's pushing the running back out of bounds. So we come back, watch it again. You're going to see Slaton fills up one lane, Campbell beats a double team, filling another lane, and then Cox has the edge. This is perfect run defense. This is exactly what you want to see, and this is the sort of thing that Campbell can do that not everybody in the middle can do. So we've got our handoff, and there you can see Campbell's just beating that double team, and Cox pushes him out of bounds. Finally on this one, this is a 3rd and 1, and we can see here before the snap, Florida's not even set. We've got linebackers running around here trying to figure out where they're going to line up in response to what Missouri is doing, and you really don't want to see that on 3rd and 1. You want to see your defense set and ready to go at the snap, and we are barely there. So Diabate gets in position right as the snap is being made. But fortunately, none of this matters because Kyrie Campbell right here is just going to get right past the left guard. The left guard had a pretty rough game overall, but here he just sidesteps him, and he swallows up Larry Roundtree in the background for a tackle for loss on 3rd and 1. Florida had a really hard time getting run stuffs in any kind of situation in 2020 before this game, and here's Kyrie Campbell. He's just straight up beating that left guard, and he's getting one all on his own. There he goes. Goodbye run play. And this is exactly what you want to see from a team that has struggled to get off the field on 3rd down, so let's take a look at a couple other 3rd downs. This 3rd down stop on 3rd and 9 is all about what the Gator defensive front is doing, and I'm going to show you right here. Brenton Cox is going to come around the edge, and he's going to beat the left tackle. So here he comes, and he just blows right past him. And I will point out that Florida is conceding this short crossing route. They're basically begging Connor Bazelak to throw it to him because we've got him and we've got other guys who can come and get a stop short of the 1st down line. So Florida's not looking to completely snuff this out. They're just saying, we'll give you a couple yards, but we're going to try to stop this. Now, as you can see here, Marlon Dunlap is coming around the edge, and he's actually going to end up kind of colliding with Cox. And they take each other out, which is unfortunate, but we still have the quarterback is on the run. He is not terribly good yet as a redshirt freshman, so he doesn't know exactly what he's doing. And he's just going to try to make something of nothing, but here we've got Chris Bogle. Good to see him back after he's missed some time. He is staying with the play. He's very fast, and he can just force Bazelak to go out of bounds. Now, we had Kaiir Elam coming up here, so Bazelak doesn't get a 1st down anyway. I don't know, maybe he can try to shake and bake him, maybe. Larry Roundtree could try to get a block, but it doesn't matter because Chris Bogle is cleaning that up. So if we back it up, we can see here, we're going to give up this shallow cross. We're going to get Cox coming around the edge, and we're going to get a little stunt action here from the guys up front. And there goes Cox. He's going to flush Bazelak. And we've got Chris Bogle coming up from behind, forcing him out of bounds for a stop. Next up on this play, this is all about Jeremiah Moon right here on the edge. This is something Florida, I first started noticing them do against South Carolina. I thought maybe it was in response to Matt Corral getting out of the pocket and burning the team on some 3rd downs. So he's going to come like he's rushing up the field, but then he's going to bounce it back around. But he's not doing a stunt. He's actually playing quarterback spy, I believe. So if we watch this play start, here comes Moon to the edge, he stops, and he moves over to the middle, But he's not just going really fast like this, like he's still rushing the quarterback. He's playing protection here. He's going to stay back here to try to keep Bazelak from getting anywhere. And when Bazelak does try to escape the pocket, Moon is able to get him from behind for a sack on third down. You always love to see that third down sack. So here we go again. Watch Jeremiah Moon. He's going to act like he's rushing on the edge, but he's going to come back, play quarterback spy, and Bazelak's going to have nowhere to go. Here comes Moon. He's playing safe, 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 and now he catches the quarterback from behind. I've got one more third down for you here, and this is an excellent play here by Brenton Cox and also by Kaiir Elam. This is going to be your standard play action bootleg. So he's going to come back, fake the run to the left, and then boot around this way, and he's going to try to hit somebody out in the flat. Any decade from the last 30, 40 years, you would see an offense trying to do this. So we've got our play action and our boot. Now, Brenton Cox here has jammed up the tight end, who's going to try to sneak off this way. Kaiir Elam is right here. He sees what's going on. He's going to play very tight coverage. The ESPN camera work was not very good, so we don't get to see much of it, but there you can see his hands engaging with the receiver. He's not going to let this guy get out for anything easy. And here comes Brenton Cox. Javon Dexter has beaten his guy inside, so Cox is able to stay on the outside, which is what you want to see from him anyway, but he knows he's got that backup there from Dexter on the other side, so he doesn't have to try to play the hero, and he can just stay on that side and force a throwaway. So we watch Cox coming from here, Dexter coming from the inside, and Elam is going to take away the receiver, and this is how you stop your standard play action boot on 3rd and 1. There you go. Next up, we're going to talk about the offense here, and before we get into how great the offense played throughout much of this game, we're going to look at a little bit of the struggles from the beginning. And this is the second time Florida has entered the red zone. This also ends up in a field goal, just like the first drive did. And so here, it's 1st and 10, and Kyle Pitts is going to come out and do an out route. Now, what Missouri does to combat this is something that you've probably heard a lot if you paid attention at all to any of the coverage post-LSU of Mississippi State's offense. Missouri is going to rush 3 and drop 8. And now Florida doesn't run the air raid, but it's just really hard to pass when a team drops 8, especially when you're in the red zone and there's just not that much space here. So there's not going to be a ton of throwing lanes. And as we watch this go forward, you can see rusher, 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 but that's it. This guy drops, everybody else here is dropping. So there's just not going to be too many good options for Kyle Trask as he's looking around. He tries to force it to Pitts. This defender can jump the route because he knows he has help from behind. So this ends up going astray, and it's a 1st down stop. So if we watch this, only 3 rushers, everybody else drops. There's just nowhere to go. Now we're on 2nd down. Trent Whittemore is going to go in motion, and I think this play is supposed to go to him. So if we watch, there he goes. This guy right here is going to rush the quarterback, but at first he's going to kind of hang back a little bit because he saw Whittemore going in motion. He is going to hang out in that passing lane just in case. So here he is. He's hanging out. He's not engaging Stone Forsythe, the left tackle. So if Kyle Trask wants to try to make this pass, there's a guy in the way. And so Trask just kind of rolls out and he throws it away. So I think this will be a little easier to see if we watch it in full time instead of just scrubbing through it. So watch this defender. He's going to kind of hang back before he comes in, and that's going to take away the easy throw to Whittemore. And there goes Trask, and he wisely just chucks it where no one can get to it. Finally, we've got 3rd down and 10 after 2 incompletions. And in this one, DeLance just gets beat there at right tackle. There's nothing really else to it. Trask is not much of a scrambler, so he's able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so it's technically not a sack, it's a run for no gain. But when your right tackle gets beat, it's really hard to complete a pass on 3rd and 10. But in happier news, Florida's offense did not struggle for all that much of the game. So here we go. On this play, we've got the safety coming over. He's shadowing Kyle Pitts in motion. And we're going to see this guy is an edge rusher. He does not drop. We've got man up here, and we also have Malik Davis. Now, if anyone is going to cover Malik Davis on his route out of the backfield, it's going to have to be Nick Bolton here, which is Missouri's outstanding linebacker. Now, he's more of a run stuffer than he is a pass coverage guy, and you're going to see it here because he is going to play up like he's spying on Kyle Trask for some reason, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because Trask doesn't run except when he does, as we'll see later. So here we go. This guy, he's going to shadow Pitts here, and we're going to see Bolton here in the middle. He's coming up like he wants to come after the quarterback, leaving absolutely nobody covering Malik Davis. And it doesn't get any easier than this, folks. There he goes, wide open down the sideline. So we bring it back, watch Bolton here. He's going to completely ignore Malik Davis, and it's going to be a super easy pass right there. And there goes Davis up the sideline. Dameon Pierce also got a really nice reception for himself. Here we can see Florida has really spread out. We're at the numbers on this side. We're almost at the numbers on this side. So spread formation, 1st and 10. Missouri is playing deep safety. This guy's going to drop back. And we're going to see Missouri is just playing pass and a deeper pass at that. And we're actually going to see Trent Whittemore out here. He's actually going to come open up here. But Trask is going to check down to the easier play, which is Pierce just coming out into the middle like that, as running backs often do. Because this linebacker came over this way, there's going to be absolutely nobody around him, and so he just takes the easy dump off. Again, Whittemore, wide open, way further up the field, but this is the easiest throw possible right here. So he hits Pierce, and he's able to break some ankles in the open field and get up the sideline. So really, this is an easy read. Bolton, again, is going to rush. We're going to see just a guy dropping over here, but nothing on this side. And so this gigantic box of empty grass for Dameon Pierce, and he takes it up the field. I would be remiss if we didn't take a look at Kyle Pitts, and one of the earlier passes here, first quarter, 12:32 to go. This is kind of an act of faith by Kyle Trask that his 6'6" tight end is going to beat out the 6'1" safety Martez Manuel. So on this play, he sends Pierce over to the other side, and Pierce is going to go out on a pass pattern. So even though this is a one-back set, this is essentially empty. And we're just relying on 5 blockers to block 5 rushers. But here, we've got left guard, center, right guard, right tackle, and Bolton again is coming up the middle through the A gap, which is the gap between the center and a guard, in this case, the right guard. So there's nobody to block him. Stone Forsythe he's just not going to come around behind, and all of these other guys are stuck. So when you do an empty set, or you don't have any tight ends or running backs as a blocker, this is one of the hazards. You got to be able to deal with this. Now here's Pitts, and Kyle Trask is backing up, and he's going to trust that Pitts is going to be able to beat his man over to the outside and make the catch over top of him. And of course he does, because he's Kyle Pitts and he's uncoverable at that size. And you can even see the size difference between these two guys here. Their feet are at different levels, but I mean, come on. Pitts is so much bigger. And so Trask, right here, he's in the middle of throwing before Pitts has even made his break. He's still looking at the back 84 on his jersey. But he's able to get rid of it just in time. Here comes Bolton, and he dumps it off, and there's Pitts making an easy catch up the sideline. Here's another one for Pitts. This is 4th and 4, just a few plays later, and this is very obviously a clear out for Pitts. He's down here. Dan Mullen used to like to do this with some big tight ends at Mississippi State. He's doing it with Pitts again, and you'd think Missouri would have noticed this on film, but they haven't yet, or they just couldn't execute. I don't know. But you can see he's put 4 guys over this way. This is very obviously, to my eye anyway, clearing out for Pitts. And it's going to be a quick slant up and in. And there are 2 guys who would be able to help with this, because Pitts is, let's be honest, he's going to use his size to box out his guy. He's going to get that inside leverage that he needs. We're going to look at Bolton, and we're going to look at the safety. Do either of these guys do anything that's going to interrupt Pitts? Here we go. The safety has drifted back. Bolton is just kind of drifting around in the middle. He's not doing anything. So we know the pass is open, so Kyle Trask is just going to make the easy pitch and catch. Pitts beats his guy because he always does, and that's how we pick up a fourth down. So super easy read for Kyle Trask. Just watch out for the linebacker, watch out for the safety. Neither one makes a move in that direction. Pitch and catch. Finally, we're going to take a look at Kyle Trask's 2 long runs. Both of these are on the same play. It's quarterback power. There is not even going to be play action here. This is something you would have seen Tim Tebow running, back in the day. Dameon Pierce is going to be the lead blocker on the edge. And both times, the left guard, Richard Garage, is going to come around on a pull to be a lead blocker for Trask going to the right. And if we count, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Missouri guys up front. And we've got 7 blockers for the Gators. Here you can see we've got 5 offensive linemen, Pitts the tight end, and of course Pierce as the blocker. So we've got 7 on 7, but we also have this guy back here, and in order to deal with him, Florida's just going to leave this edge rusher completely unblocked. Because the play is going to the right, it doesn't really matter what's going on in the left edge, and you can see he's not even really tight to the edge on that side. So here comes Pierce. He's going to take out the edge rusher. Here comes Garage through the hole to be a lead blocker, and Kyle Trask is just going to go that way. And there he goes. He's able to beat the first guy, and he gets caught from behind by a safety because he's just not that fast. But textbook quarterback power here. You can see running behind Big 76, and there he goes. Missouri was not prepared for this at all. Florida had the numbers, and he rumbles down the field for a big gain. Finally, Florida is going to do the exact same thing on the exact same play. We're going to line up just a little bit different, but Pierce is going to motion around behind Kyle Trask. There he goes, and he's going to be the lead blocker again on the edge guy, and he's just going to take out his legs. Here comes Garage again as a lead blocker, and Kyle Trask actually gives a little bit of a head fake to the safety coming up, and he's able to cut to the middle to pick up some extra yardage. So again, same play, Pierce taking out the edge, Garage coming around behind, and there goes Trask. Right up the middle for a big gain. There you have it. A lot of improvement on defense, and after a slow start, a lot of good stuff on offense too. This is about as good as Florida has looked all year, and that's despite punting for the most times in a game at 3. I am very encouraged by what I see from this Missouri game, and we'll see if Florida can carry that momentum forward to the big tilt against Georgia.